I'm not entirely sure when it happened, but we all stopped collectively waiting for fall and decided, you know what, let's skip summer and welcome fall early. In my opinion, spooky season had a designated start date. September if you were eager, October if you were a traditionalist. You'd start seeing pumpkins show up in stores. People would break out the horror movie marathons. Gilmore Girl videos would be taken over social media. And if you're like me, you would start your Twilight rewatch as soon as Hoa Hoa season presented itself. Everybody would collectively pretend that they hadn't been waiting the entire year for this exact moment. But now it's June 22nd and it is officially the start of Summerween. Meanwhile, it's like 30 degrees outside. You can't step foot outside without immediately sweating. It's not even fall weather and it's not even close to fall weather, but yet somehow people are acting like this is completely normal. Stores are already putting out Halloween decor. People are going shopping to decorate their house for Summerween, putting together these get-togethers that are totally Halloween themed. People are fully embracing it. Celebrating Halloween in the middle of summer is objectively ridiculous. It's almost laughable. I would understand more so August starting to get the fall decor out, maybe leaning more into that. However, it is June. It just started becoming summer and people are like, nah, I don't want summer. Let's do Summerween because it's not technically Halloween and it is still summer, but we don't want it to be summer. We want Halloween now. And even though it is objectively ridiculous, the more I started looking into it and the more videos kept coming up on my For You page, the more I realized that Summerween is a very fascinating example of how modern consumer culture works. On one hand, I completely understand why people are leaning more into fall. Fall is traditionally tied with being cozy and having the perfect weather, not too hot, not too cold. Halloween, spooky season, it's very much tied to identity at this point. And if I am being completely honest with myself, I probably am the target demographic for this. I love being cozy. I love staying indoors. I hate super hot weather, although I do like the sun. I love reading cozy fantasies and playing my video games. Even though I can't really handle horror movies myself, I love spooky season. The pumpkin iced chai is one of my favorite drinks ever, and I look forward to it every single year, as well as my Twilight rewatches. Getting all my flannels out, redecorating for fall, and just making my house feel like a cozy fallish sanctuary is really exciting and something that lots of people look forward to every single year. But at the same time, as much as I can understand the appeal, I really can't ignore what's happening behind the scenes, because Summerween, as much as it is a trend, it is not just a trend. It has become a whole market. And once something becomes a market, retailers, stores, small businesses even pay attention to that, and then they start profiting off of it. Influencers as well start paying attention. Brands start paying attention. And what started as people just simply celebrating something they genuinely enjoy becomes another shopping season. Are we really surprised at this point? Businesses realize that if consumers love Halloween enough to celebrate it once, maybe they can convince them to celebrate it twice. In today's video, we're going to talk about where Summerween comes from, who came up with this idea, why it's exploding right now, probably for the last couple of years. I'm not exactly sure how many years Summerween has been out and about, but it's new to me and therefore new to the channel. Also, what happened to Christmas in July? Is that still a thing? We're going to talk about why companies make a fortune off a spooky season and whether Halloween is becoming the most profitable lifestyle brand that has ever been seen on the internet. One of the most shocking things about Summerween is that a lot of people don't really know where it came from. I had no idea until I was doing research for this video where this trend came from. Was it just something one influencer did and a lot of people saw that it performed, or they just were like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, let's jump on the bandwagon? Or was it something different? Because when I was looking at Summerween for the first time, it looks like something that has been established. The fact that stores and retailers are already pushing out Halloween merchandise is a telltale sign that this has been around for quite a while. But Summerween is not like a decades old tradition. It has not been around forever since the beginning of time. It's not created on folklore. No, Summerween was invented for a cartoon by Disney. The entire concept traces back to a 2012 episode of Gravity Falls. And if you were a Disney Channel kid, you probably already know exactly what I'm talking about. For anyone who doesn't though, I didn't because I never watched the show, Gravity Falls followed twins Dipper and Mabel Pines, spending the summer in a weird little town full of supernatural mysteries, strange creatures, and increasingly bizarre events. And at one point, the writers wanted to create a Halloween episode, but the problem was that the entire show takes place during summer. So they came up with a solution. What if the town loved Halloween so much that they celebrated it twice? And just like that, Summerween was born. And it turns out a lot of people really resonated with that idea. They wanted to celebrate Halloween twice because they just loved it so much. And let's be honest, Halloween has become one of the most beloved holidays in modern culture. Halloween is their Christmas. It's their comfort season. It's that time of the year where they feel most like themselves. Unlike Christmas, Halloween doesn't really come with nearly as much baggage. There is no pressure to buy expensive gifts. There's no pressure to host family gatherings. It's completely optional if you choose to do so. There's no pressure to travel, and overall, Halloween is just a fun experience. So when Gravity Falls proposed the idea of a second Halloween, people did not reject it, they adopted it, and suddenly it became a massive market, a massive trend. Social media took care of the rest. We're going to talk about how Summerween became a billion-dollar business, but we're going to watch some TikToks that show us exactly how it became a billion-dollar business. So let's get into it.
Let's go Halloween hunting. I am crossing my fingers that I finally find a successful code orange today. I say finally, even though it's May, but we're going to go inside the Pottery Barn outlet. I don't think it'll be current stuff. If I had to guess, it'll be stuff left over from last year, but I just really want to find a code orange in store, so I'm really hoping. Let's go inside and see what we can find.
They have a little Halloween section set up, and everything on here is 50% off, so we're going to look through. These are so cute. I have a pillow like this, but I think this is just a wine bag. And then they have a bunch of these like fluffy dogs, and they're wearing bat ears. It's kind of hard to tell. They also have these cool light up globe things. I just can't get it to light up.
So as you can see, it's May and stores are already having Halloween decor set out. That's wild. Okay. Sometimes when we go into the store, Easter's coming up, Christmas is just done. We thought it was wild to see Easter decor in the stores by the time New Year's was basically wrapped up. And Easter, I think I can understand more than Halloween because Easter is tied to family gatherings. In my opinion, I do think there is a lot more religious sentiment tied behind Easter, obviously. I'm a Christian, if you guys didn't know that. So obviously Easter does mean more to me than Halloween would. That's not saying it is for everybody, but for me and my family, that's why we love Easter so much. However, I would say Halloween is a smaller holiday compared to Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving. Even though Thanksgiving and Halloween are kind of tied together, I think seeing Halloween decor in the stores as early as May, June, July, August, September, October, 6 months in between May and Halloween time. That's so premature, but I think the reason why is because people have made Summerween a trend. So because that's a trend, stores are fine putting this out super early. They know people are going to buy it. They know people are going to partake in the trend. They aren't going to lose money by putting out this decor early. And by putting some decor on 50% off, people are going to be more willing to buy it because they know Halloween is coming up in the months to come. So why not hop on the bandwagon, get the deals, store it away until you need it?
I didn't end up actually getting anything, but I did finally find some sort of Halloween stuff in a store, which is super exciting. I'm really hoping that that means that I will be able to start finding more stuff as we get further into June and July, because it is Summerween month, and I'm so surprised I haven't found anything Summerween at like TJ Maxx, Home Goods, any of those stores yet. I'm gonna keep checking obsessively, but it was nice to at least have a successful code orange today. Thank you so much for coming Halloween hunting with me. Stay tuned because I really hope we find some more stuff, and I will see you next time.
Another reason why I think a lot of people are looking for Halloween stuff is because so many items went viral last year during the appropriate Halloween months. People wanted to get those items and they couldn't because they were sold out. Social media made those products viral. People went on the hunt and were super disappointed when they couldn't find these finds, I guess you could say. And so people are starting earlier to see what they could get that could possibly be the next viral item. They get their hands on it before someone makes it viral, and therefore it's sold out everywhere. I can get the motivation behind wanting to purchase Halloween decor early. I do think some people need to focus on using the Halloween decor they already own before they go and purchase so much more decor that they don't realistically need. There's so many people that get stuck in the cycle of buying so much decor, only using it for a year and then ditching it the next year. Influencers especially don't reuse the same decor that they bought years prior. There's probably many reasons for this. They want the next viral item. They want to make content about buying Halloween decor. Like, people will watch it, therefore they get paid for the views they get. They have an incentive to replace all of their Halloween decor every single year. They feed the consumer train, and it's free marketing for these businesses.
On today's mission to Barnes & Noble, we are looking for some Summerween themed books to add to my never-ending TBR. I'd hoped to find one and I ended up with 4, so let's see if the damage was worth it. I love reading thrillers and horror books all year round, but there is something about reading them during the summer that makes them hit that much harder. I say this, but believe it or not, I have never read a Stephen King book. They're just so intimidating to me, but if one person can convince me, it's Kaylee. If you know, you know. I have also never read a Braun book before, but Sloofa is calling my name. That one I'm definitely saving for the fall though. Before I get distracted and start shopping, here are a few books that I've loved that totally give the Summerween vibe, and when I say that, I mean atmospheric horror, someone is watching me read with the lights on books. Missing from this rec list is The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager, which is the perfect summer thriller, but sadly, they did not have it in stock at my store. But if I had to choose 3 from this list for you to add to your TBR, it would be Hunted by Darcy Coates, Grey After Dark, and Run on Red by Noelle W. Eiley. Okay, recommendation portion is over. Now it's time to start browsing. My go-to sections are, of course, the mystery thriller section and also horror. I came from Murder Road by Simone St. James, but then I was just picking books by Straight Vibes, and I found 3 others that I have not heard anyone talking about. Rapid fire of what I picked up here. If you have read any of these or have any good Summerween book recs, please let your girl know, because I'm trying to have the spookiest Summerween ever.
So I can't necessarily agree that thrillers in the summer hit harder. I definitely would say that thrillers hit harder when it is appropriate spooky season time. The weather is a little bit more hoa hoa vibes, and some of you may cringe when I say that. I just rewatched Twilight, not because of Summerween, just because I wanted to read the book finally. I got the 20th edition paperback book, and yeah, I wanted to reread it finally, hit some of those books on my physical TBR and get those onto my actual bookshelf instead of my TBR cart, because a lot of them have been sitting there for quite a while. But in my personal opinion, I don't think thrillers hit harder in the summer, unless they're specifically a thriller that takes place in the summer. Summerween has made its way into book talk recommendations, and I'm probably gonna search some of those recommendations, and maybe you guys found some books that maybe stuck out to you. But I do think it's kind of funny that Summerween has made its way not into just decor, lifestyle, get-togethers and whatnot, but into our reading choices as well. It has taken over every aspect of our lives, and this is really telling about a lot of different kind of trends. Usually people will make that trend their entire personality.
Go fall shopping together. Super excited. I know it's June right now, but there is this one specific thing at Hobby Lobby that I was not able to get last year because it was sold out from like July on. Hoping that I can get it. To see today if they have it. Also want to look at the fall candles. I burn fall scents all year round, and I'm running out of my prior year fall candles, so I need to restock. While I'm there, I just will show you guys everything else.
So that's really telling as well. Like we said earlier, people are going early to scout products that they weren't able to get the year prior. And if I'm being honest, I do think retailers and businesses do this on purpose to create hype around certain things. And when people can't get them, it creates almost this like idol in these people's lives. Like, this item is top tier. I need to have it. If I can't get it, I'm going to be super upset. Let's try again next year. And for me, I think that's a really odd mentality to have. Like, why are we idolizing this one material object that realistically is not that great? There's so many different versions of that one pumpkin in HomeSense, Winners, all of those different kind of stores that would make do, but yet they create hype around one product. I remember last year I was even sucked into this with the ghost pillow. If I could find content, I'll show you guys, but I looked at so many different HomeSense and Marshalls for this pillow, and I think it was only a States only item. So I was looking a lot and didn't find that out until way too late. But looking back, I'm like, what a weird thing to obsess over. What a weird thing to spend my time on. Searching for this ghost pillow that realistically would only be out for a month. We have one more video that I'm going to react to in this video today, and it just points to the fact that this has become a massive trend where Summerween has made its way into every single thing that we're talking about, every single aspect of our language. You'll see what I mean in a second.
I'm having myself a Summerween summer, so let's pack our horror books, go to the park, and have ourselves a little Summerween day.
we're having a Summerween summer, so let's have a Summerween day. It's crazy how much these trend terms can take over our lives and make its way into every single thing. Summerween summer, Summerween day, Summerween decor, Summerween books, Summerween vibe. Like, it's just crazy how this term started from a 2012 episode of Gravity Falls and has made its way into people's personalities, people's day, people's entire lives at this point. And looking at her reel, it looks like summer. It does not look like Halloween.
It's definitely about to be my new reading spot. There are so many benches and the gardens are absolutely beautiful. I had no idea this existed, so I'm so happy I found it. Let me just show you a little bit of what I'm looking at, and then let's get into finishing Clown in a Cornfield that I'm almost done with.
It looks mostly like a nice summer day. I personally can't see the appeal of going outside and pretending it's fall when it's like blistering 30 degrees outside. There's lots of flowers out. You don't see any trees that are changing color. There's nothing really fallish about her surroundings. And I do think that's really the point. Summerween is supposed to be about those cozy, spooky vibes, but also with the summer weather. People are doing floaties with skeletons in their pools, having backyard barbecues with all the Halloween kind of decor or themes. But in my head, it's really hard to correlate the two because spooky season is naturally aligned with the weather getting colder and, you know, the sky is not being super sunny, lots of rain, changing leaves, all the warm tones. That's what I think is fall. And I feel like even though as much as I love this trend, it would be really hard for me to partake in it simply because it's summer outside. It's hot. My mind can't mix the two together. I want to know if you guys think that. Do you have any problems with that? Maybe it's just me, but mixing activities, decor, books that would typically take place in fall and mixing it with summer, I just can't wrap my head around. Obviously, as we can see from the past videos, there is a market for Summerween, is a market for Halloween decor, and the moment that businesses saw that consumers would definitely partake in the trend, Halloween wasn't just a season or, you know, a temporary business strategy. No, it became a full business strategy for the months of May, June, July, August, September, and October. That is massive revenue for these companies. And already Halloween is estimated to be a multi-billion-dollar industry in the United States already, with spending reaching over $13 billion in recent years. And that is so much money. I'm sure the businesses are definitely not complaining about that, but it is crazy to think that a holiday that technically takes place on October 31st is generating a massive percentage of its revenue months before the actual event even occurs. And not only has Summerween manifested in areas of lifestyle, decor, books, but it's also even reached the gaming space. And I'm partaking in this as well. There is a new game that is called Moonlight Peaks that is basically a vampire farming sim. Think Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing. I played the demo and it does seem like a very promising, fun game, but they are releasing it intentionally for Summerween. It is absolutely insane for someone who just discovered Summerween to see just how big it is and how many different businesses, corporations are partaking in it. And a lot of times with these trends, I do feel like a lot of people are pressured to partake because it is the viral thing or they want to fit in. But in this instance, I don't really think that's true. I think people are partaking in Summerween because they genuinely enjoy the spooky months and they just want that to come sooner. And while I don't have a problem with that or a problem with people partaking in the Summerween trend at all, it is just crazy to think about the bigger picture of how businesses are taking advantage of it, how video game companies are even on board, how bookstores are also promoting horror picks, setting up tables for those Summerween recs, and just how many companies are creating products that would fit into Summerween. I think back in the day when I first started talking about overconsumption in the space, I would have heavily criticized this trend and not been so nuanced. Do I agree with the businesses pumping out all this new stuff for people to buy and partake in? Absolutely not. I don't think we need more stuff. I think we need to use the stuff we already have. But if you want to decorate your house for fall using the stuff you already own, leaning into those cozy vibes, leaning into the horror, the spooky, all things fall, I don't have a problem with that at all. I think that's totally fine. For me, I just can't mesh the two. And I'm sure there are other people out there that think the same. I think there are people out there that have no problem doing that. I'm just so tired of the consumerism of it all. I'm tired of the overconsumption. We don't need more stuff. We have so much stuff that we don't even know what to do with it half the time. I do think there are some things that don't fit into that category, that don't fit into overconsumption. Reading books is one of those things. Video games is another. I don't think that that really fits into the consumeristic overconsumption category that I'm critiquing here. It's all the little knickknacks, low quality decor that is just going to be thrown out next year that I'm just like, why? Why at this point are we still partaking in that? I think if you do want to partake in the Summerween trend, use what you already have. Use what's in storage. If you're going to buy anything, go to thrift stores, see what's out there. You don't need to be buying all these really expensive, because they are expensive pieces of decor that are very low quality, especially HomeSense and Marshalls. Maybe Target in the States is the equivalent. I think there are more responsible ways to partake in this trend rather than going to the store and buying all this garbage. Maybe curating better quality pieces that you're going to love for years to come and using those to decorate your home with. But those are just my thoughts on the Summerween trend. I'd love to know what you think. Are you fully embracing spooky season in the middle of summer? Are you the more traditional route, waiting for September, October to come around before you even start thinking about fall stuff? If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the little bell so you're notified every single time I post. God bless you all, and until next time.
Welcome to Plot Twist Please, where we sip, flip, and spill the tea on books and booze.
I'm Beth.
I'm Susannah.
And I'm Cass, your trio of book besties, bringing the drama, the hot takes, and a drink in hand every episode.
Whether it's fantasy, romance, or total chaos, if there's a wild plot twist, we're talking about it.
We'll laugh, we'll rant, and we'll probably spiral into a tangent about morally gray characters.
Grab your favorite drink, enchanted or otherwise, and come hang out with us every week.
Because let's be honest, sometimes the best part of a book is spilling the tea about it. Plot Twist Please, streaming now wherever you can get your podcasts.